Now, if we don't have a quarterly plan that leads into our annual, that's where everything falls apart. That's where the waterfall has to happen. Your daily priorities have to fall down from your longer term plan. If they don't, then you're just tackling the fire in the moment. You're just thinking in the month, in the quarter, in the week. If you're only thinking as far out as this month or this quarter, I can guarantee you're probably not doing the right things. You're probably shifting gears a lot. You're probably adjusting your marketing methodology a lot. You're probably changing course a lot and feeling like you're not getting anywhere because you don't have an annual plan. We've all heard the saying, y'all, to take massive action, right? We've all heard that. Go out there and take massive action, which is true. But I'm going to be kind of flying in the face of that a little bit in this podcast episode to give a different flavor to what massive action should actually look like, I think. Because I've seen people take massive action in the complete wrong direction and become frustrated, become over busy, start to drift and really go off in different directions where they're not moving forward on what's actually important. And they actually end up drifting and giving up or moving to failure or just being in perpetual frustration mode. And I think we've all been there. And so if you've ever wondered, am I doing the right things this week? Are the things on my calendar the right things to actually move towards my goals? I'm going to give you some insights and a free tool that you can go to our website and get to help you with this. So let me kind of go back in my journey way back when. I read this book called Getting Things Done. And it's a book that everyone should probably read. It's a really good book. And he teaches a method of just kind of organizing your day, organizing your week, making sure that we have the right things on our calendar, that we're doing the right things. And he's big on checklists. And I think it's a really, really good book. I used it for years and you still use parts of it today. And that was kind of my first journey, honestly, of having any sort of organized process around my week, around my day. Before that, I would just wake up and I would have a notepad and whatever's on my mind, I'd start to write on there and I would just do the things in whatever order I thought they should be done, oftentimes just the order that I wrote them. And oftentimes it wasn't the right order, right? I would tackle the easiest ones. I would actually not even get done the hardest ones. And oftentimes the hardest ones were the most important. They're the ones that were going to actually drive value in my business and in my life. They were the ones that were actually going to, move the needle and make meaningful movement. But I would get caught in these patterns of getting a lot of things done, right? Getting things done, but getting a lot of the wrong things done. And I'd be frustrated. I'd wonder why I perpetually would not launch this big project. I'd wonder why, we were behind on some revenue goals. I'd wonder why I wasn't loving my work in that phase because I was doing so much work and not seeing the things move forward that I thought I wanted to move forward, the things that were exciting, the things that were building something for the long term, rather than just getting busy work done for the week, right? And so if any of you guys can relate to that your process is either just you're going to run and gun whatever pops to mind, or even worse, your process is whatever email tells me to do, right? You have email dictate your priority. And that's what honestly most people do, is they have email or Slack or social media or text messages dictate their priority. And when we have other things outside of us dictate our priority, then we're not in charge of our life anymore at that point. We're not in charge of what's happening. We're not in charge of, are we moving towards our goals? The world's in charge of it, and the world's going to take us wherever the world wants to take us, right? The world is going to take us wherever it wants to take us. Most of the time, it's not where we need to go. It's not where we should be going, okay? Because if the world bends you to its will, then we're actually helping other people accomplish their goals, but moving further and further away from ours. So how do we get out of that pattern of email and Slack and text message and social media running our lives? Well, I'm going to walk through a process I call the waterfall, the CEO Priority Waterfall. And this process can be used if you're not a CEO too. So maybe I'll just shorten it to Priority Waterfall for the sake of this. I want you to go online. So pause this podcast right after I give you this URL. Write it down, do whatever you need to do. So if you're driving and you can't go do it right now, go do it as soon as you're able to. But write down carrot.com/priority. That's carrot.com/priority. And carrot.com/priority is going to give you this resource that I created about 3 or 4 years ago. And I tried every single process to try to get the right things done, and they didn't work for me. I literally tried the getting things done process, and it didn't work for me. I tried the software called Simpleology, and you log into it every day, and lots of people use it, and you log in your priorities and you check stuff off, and there's some other cool things in there. Didn't work for me. I tried these productivity apps. I tried just writing in my journal and bringing a journal with me. I tried this Eisenhower matrix that would be printed off on my desk every single day. My assistant Jen would print it off and put it on my desk every day. It didn't work for me. And I'm going to walk you through why those didn't work for me and why this tool does. And then I'm going to walk you through how to use the free tool. Okay. And so the methods that were where I had to write on something physical. I'm definitely a very tactile person. I like drawing. I like pulling out my iPad. I like doing that type of thing to really put down word on paper. I like reading physical books and bending the corners and dog-earing those books. I like writing in my books. So I'm very tactile. So I thought that was going to be what was going to work for me. But the challenge that I found for myself in those processes, the printed Eisenhower matrix that was on my desk, or the journal that had things completely, planned out, or that had a really, really good structure. Michael Hyatt has an amazing productivity planner that you pay like $50 for, and it lays something out for you every day. It helps you plan your week, your quarter, your I think your month, maybe personal goals, business goals, and it has a sheet for every day. I tried that, and just none of it worked. The big thing for me that it didn't work is if I didn't have that physical thing with me, it didn't work, right? So I always had to remember to have this thing printed off. If I didn't have my notebook with me, I then was lost, and I would just go and do whatever the heck I wanted to do. And so I had to continually be attached to this notebook, which for me wasn't going to jive, because I wasn't always going to have that thing with me. And so then I tried Simpleology and said, well, this is an online thing and I can just do this easily, right? And so I tried the software, and at that time it wasn't amazing on mobile. It's probably great on mobile now. It probably even has an app. But I would log into it and I would try it with my cell phone too. But the challenge there where it didn't work is it put me in these boxes, in these bounds, that the way that it was asking for certain questions and goals was probably going to work really well for some other dude, but it wasn't going to work for me. For the guy who made it, probably works great. It is exactly what he needed. And for so many other people that think like he does, it probably works for them, but it didn't work for me because there were certain boxes I just wasn't filling out. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think this is relevant for me. And I like this section of it. And so I'd find myself just not filling it out. And is that lazy? Maybe, right? Maybe it is, but that's a challenge that I would have for all of us is it's not about, having to bend our process to someone else's. I think we should be lazy in this respect, that our process to help us figure out priority and goals and to organize those should be insanely easy for us to use. You should be lazy in the way that you choose that. It should work exactly the way that you want it to work to get you the outcome. Okay. You shouldn't have to work insanely hard to try to figure out how to use the thing. And so then a buddy of mine, Matt Aitchison, he's been in the podcast before, amazing investor, agent, and just a great dude. And we were connecting. He's been to my mastermind before. We were down in Napa, California, which is just outside of where he lives. And Matt created this little spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet was just simple. It was a Google spreadsheet. And it kind of red, yellow, green things. So you could go in there and mark your progress on your priorities, red, yellow, green. And he actually had a whole habit tracker section of it. And that's what kind of initially drew me to it, was the habit tracker, that you could lay out all the habits you want to start to adopt. And you have a little thing for every day of the week and a little tab for every month on the spreadsheet. And I could check box, what habits I'm doing. And that's what I started initially using it for. Now, for me, the habit tracker was powerful. It was powerful for a season, and I think it still is powerful right now. And that's something I'd like to get back to, but I'll tell you why and a specific reason here in a second. But another part to that then was this priority tracker or goal tracker, whatever you want to call it. And it was really simple. And like I said, so for me, I'm going, okay, my brain is very compartmentalized oftentimes. If I want to look at priorities for the month, I want to look at priorities for the month. And also, I want to be able to have insanely quick access to everything else. I love how in a Google Sheet, I can just click on a tab and I'm instantly in there. In a book or a journal, I'd have to flip through it. I'd have to find the page. I'd have to do all this. Or with Simpleology, I'd have to go to a site. I'd have to log in. I'd have to click this button. I'd have to get in there. Now I'm inside of the priority thing. Or with the Eisenhower matrix, it was great when it was in front of me. But most of the time, I was never in front of a physical piece of paper Eisenhower matrix, right? So it just didn't work for me. And so I would find myself taking a picture of the Eisenhower matrix that I just drew out that morning because I had to leave and I was going to go work at the coffee shop for the rest of the day. And that just wasn't jiving for me as well. Okay. So with the spreadsheet, I started to use it and I started to mold it and shape it and make it what was going to work for me. And that's what I suggest you do for you is you're going to get a start of using it the way that I use it and using it the way that I've found valuable for me. And then you get to bend it and move it and shape it to make it valuable for you and exactly what you need. And so the process I use is this, guys. The first thing, I kind of call it the 4 Ps, but the first thing that you do is you pull, okay? You pull from your quarterly goals and your annual goals. You pull down and say, you go look at your plan for the year. You go look at your plan for the quarter. Hey, what are the main metrics I'm trying to drive? I'm trying to get this many leads and close this many deals and have this much profit this quarter. And for me, I like to add in a energy percentage goal every quarter. Hey, currently I'm running at 70% energy give, 30% energy take. I want to get that back up to 80, 85. So what am I going to do this quarter? What are the projects I'm going to do this quarter to hit those goals as far as the leads, deals, revenue, and energy percentage. So you list your top 3 to 5 projects, rank order them in importance. This one's most important. This one's second. This one's third, fourth, fifth. And you could even just do 3 if you wanted to. Okay. So you start there for that quarterly basis. You list that out. All right. Now on the quarterly basis, now if we don't have a quarterly plan that leads into our annual, that's where everything falls apart. That's where the waterfall has to happen. Your daily priorities have to fall down from your longer term plan. If they don't, then you're just tackling the fire in the moment. You're just thinking in the month, in the quarter, in the week. And when you think if you're only thinking as far out as this month or this quarter, I can guarantee you're probably not doing the right things. You're probably shifting gears a lot. You're probably adjusting your marketing methodology a lot. You're probably changing course a lot and feeling like you're not getting anywhere because you don't have an annual plan. You don't have an annual plan to move back into and say, hey, let me compare what my actions are today and this month and this week to what my plan is. Is it helping me get there? Now, let me go up one level further. Let's say you've got an annual plan, but you don't have a vision. You don't have a company vision. Okay. If you don't have a company vision that takes you 3, 4, 5 years out, then I can guarantee you your annual plan is probably not the right plan. You're probably doing a plan that's moving after money. You're probably doing a plan that's keeping you in a job and in a role in your business that isn't ideal for you, that maybe isn't giving you all the energy. Because if you're just planning year to year, you're probably planning, like I said, around the revenue, and you don't have a full vision for what your business is building towards. And your vision should be a business vision, right? Hey, what is this business going to be in 3 years? What's the revenue? What do I want it to do? What market is it going to be in? What types of things am I going to do strategically? Am I going to go into mobile homes? Am I going to go into multifamily? Am I going to add an agency or am I going to start to become hybrid? What are the strategic moves you're going to make over those 3 years? But then you've got to go up one level further. The whole waterfall starts with your personal vision. The entire waterfall starts with, who the heck do I want to be? What life do I want to live? Okay, what does freedom look like for me? What does that ideal business look like for me in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, next year? Write those down. What does that ideal average day look like for you? And then you can walk that back down into your business vision. Okay. And you can say, well, this is the business I want to build that's going to feed into the life that I want. And then you can walk that 3 to 5 year business vision and those strategies into your annual plan. Hey, this is that business vision I want. When I build this business, it's going to help me have the life that I want. And so this year, these are the most important things I need to do. These are the top 3 or 4 things I need to do this year in order to hit that business vision, which helps me hit the life vision. Okay. And then this next quarter, here's the top 2 or 3 things I need to do. And here's the goals in order to hit my annual plan, which is going to help me hit my business plan, my business vision, which when I hit the business vision is going to help me live my life vision, which helps me live my life I want to live. So your business supports your life doesn't support your business. Okay. So then once we have the quarterly, then we're going to go, cool. I now get to pick up this priority and goal tracker that I'm sending you guys to carrot.com/priority. Go get it. Just put in your email. We're going to send you a link with a video. The link is going to have a video and a download to that priority tracker. Okay. The video is a full, what I call an impact call from our highest level program here at Carrot. I pulled that one out of our program. Okay. It's called our Epic program, and work with people who already have existing businesses in place. So you got to be doing at least $100,000 a year or more. And in that program, I help you get from 100,000 to 300,000, 300,000 to $1 million, and $1 million to 3, and 3 to 10. And help you do that by building the right team, delegating the right things in the right way with a clear vision, a clear business plan, and have all of the tools, coaching, mentoring, and mastermind as a part of it to help you get there. Okay, so go check out that program. If you qualify, if you're already doing over 100,000 a year, go to carrot.com/epic. That's carrot.com/epic, EPIC, and set up a discovery call with my team. They'll learn about your business. They'll be able to dive in and see what your biggest challenges are right now. They'll figure out where you are in those 3s and 10s, because things break in business at 3s and 10s, and you need to grow as a CEO at every revenue level. And you need to learn the right next moves to buy back your time, build the right team, and have the right strategy. So let's say you're at 500,000 a year and you're kind of stuck. Cool. You're stuck between the 300,000 and $1 million mark. There's certain moves and certain things you need to delegate and certain mindsets you need to adopt as a CEO to get past that. And you won't get past it until you do. And I don't only have the coaching, but I have the models that you can adopt, the mental models you can adopt, the models you can put in your business to accelerate through those paths. Okay, so go to carrot.com/epic. We've got such an amazing group. So if you're looking for coaching, if you're looking for mentoring, if you're looking for a coach and the models to inject into your business and life, we've got you. All right, so out of that commercial, back to the regular scheduled program. So you're going to pick up that priority tracker now that you have clarity on your quarter. And the priority tracker is the last step of this waterfall. Okay, it's the last step of your priority waterfall. And you pull it up on the monthly basis and you say, okay, this is the first day of each month or the last day of each month or whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. You pull up that priority tracker, you pull up your quarterly goals, and you say, cool, what are the 3 to 5 most important things I should do this month in order to move towards my quarter? And you write them down in order of importance at the top of that priority tracker for that month. You just create a new tab every month. You create a new tab every month in that priority tracker. So I would have a July 2023, August 2023. That way you can have full focus on the month on the tab and you're not getting distracted. Okay. And then the first day or the last day, whatever works for you, you could do it on a Friday, you could do it on a Monday of every week. You pull up that priority tracker and you say, okay, cool. That's what my 3 to 5 most important projects are for the month. Now, what do I need to get done this week to move towards those important projects? And so you're going to write down your top 3 to 5 things for this week that you need to get done. And now you can start to pull from things that aren't just on that top 5 priority list. Okay. You can pull from other things that are maybe a little bit more urgent, but less important, but you've got to make sure you're prioritizing the things that are in your top 3 to 5 for the month. You've got to prioritize those first. Okay, so if one of your priorities is launching a Google pay-per-click campaign for the month, then you determine which week of this month am I going to do that. Okay, so let's say it's the second week of the month. That's the right time to do it. I got one of my other priorities done already. Now I'm going to list my number one priority on the week of whatever I need to do to launch that Google Ads campaign. So let's say you're not going to launch it. So step number 1 maybe is to research and find 3 Google pay-per-click agencies. And that's your priority for the week. Find 3 Google pay-per-click agencies. And then you can list off some of the other things that you just need to get done. Okay. It's getting something done in this project. It's interviewing this candidate. It's whatever it is. There's probably a whole bunch of other things that you need to get done. Prioritize those, but don't do those until you've done your biggest priority. Okay. And let's say the second week, you haven't launched Google pay-per-click yet, but you did find the three agencies. So on your priority tracker, there's a little field right there to the right. You just put that as a green. So every single week, I review my priority tracker on a Friday, and I just red, yellow, green, whether I got those things done. Just like stoplights, red, yellow, green, did I get those things done? And if I got them done, I got a green, amazing. I moved forward towards my priorities. If I got a yellow, that means I started it, but didn't finish it. And so I need to determine why did I not finish that thing? Did I go off track? Did I get distracted? Was it a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, and it took up more time than I estimated? Whatever it is, and learn from that. That's your opportunity to learn from that now. Okay. And so if it's a red, it means you didn't start it at all. Okay. Fully did not accomplish it, did not start it. You're way behind on it. And now you have to determine, is that thing important enough to carry forward into the next week? If it is, you add it to the next week, and then you figure out how you are going to get that done. And whenever you put these things on your calendar or on the priority tracker, y'all, then the very next step is you pull up your calendar. Okay. So you pull up your calendar and you put it on the calendar. You schedule it. Okay. So you place it on the calendar, and you're not going to get done your biggest priorities if you don't have a system to write down your priorities and then put them on the calendar. And when I say put them on the calendar, I don't just mean like put it on there and just that's it. You ask yourself, how much time do I need to get this thing done? How much time do I need this week to fully accomplish this priority? And then you ask yourself, what do I need? What do I need in order to get that done? Do I need any resources? Do I need a person to help me with something? Do I need, this spreadsheet that I've made or whatever it is? Is there a template, from the Epic program that you want to grab and use to make your strategic plan? Okay. You link up everything in that description box in your calendar that you need, and you write down the basic agenda or the whatever it is that you're going to do during that time to get that thing done. What we do all too often is we might have the intention for the day to get something done, but we don't block out time on our calendar to get it done. So then we end up letting the world dictate our day. So we had the full intention to get these three things done, but then we checked email and we checked Slack and we looked on Facebook and Instagram, and all of a sudden half of our day is gone because we didn't block our day to get the right things done. So that's critical in this whole process, y'all. Block that damn day. Okay. And so guys, if you go through this process, there is a daily section of that priority tracker as well. So now every day I pull that up and I look at it and go, cool, here are my things for the week. Let me see what those are. Let's red, yellow, green my things for the week and ask myself what needs to get done today to move forward on the most important items for the week. Okay. Then I write those down. I go to my calendar. I make sure my calendar reflects my priorities, and then I get to work and I shut all the communication devices off that are distracting me from getting that work done. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap up this episode here for you. I know I went insanely tactical on you here, but I wanted to because as I talked to people in our Carrot Summit just recently, and we have our Carrot Summit every year, so many of us are stuck in indecision. So many of us are stuck in analysis paralysis. So many of us are stuck in not moving forward on our priorities and goals. And oftentimes it's just simply that we don't have a process or an operating system to run our lives on and run our priorities on. And we're just running at the will of the world, like I said. And when you're running at the will of the world, y'all, it's kind of like if you're looking to drive from New York to Oregon. No, let's reverse. If you're looking to go on a journey and you haven't picked where that journey's going, right? So my wife and I, with our oldest daughter, we just went to New York City for 5 days for her 13th birthday. And if we didn't know that we were going to go to New York City before we got in that car and drove to the airport and got in the airport and went into the right airplane, and that airplane took us to New York City, who knows where we would have ended up? We maybe would have ended up somewhere amazing. We maybe would have ended up in somewhere completely wrong and dangerous, right? If we just got in our car and started driving and saying, okay, we're just going to take whatever turn we're going to take, just based on kind of what feels good. Oh, shoot, traffic is kind of nudging me out of the road. I'm just going to exit here because I'm getting kind of pushed off the road here. It's busy here. And then you're going to go wherever the heck that exit took you. And it may be completely the wrong way, maybe in a terrible direction, or it may delight you, it may be great, right? But I'd much rather have clarity on where I'm going and excitement on where I'm going, and then plan the steps, get in the car, put in the GPS, go to the airport, get in the airport, go to the right gate. The gate's going to get me on the right airplane. The airplane's going to take me to the airport of the destination I want to go. And I'm going to get out and go to the hotel that I already planned, because this is the journey I want to be on. All right, guys. So I'm going to finish with a call to action once again to go get that resource, carrot.com/priority, carrot.com/priority. And you actually will have an opportunity if the Epic program, if you need a coach who's going to challenge you, if you need a coach who's going to be that tugboat for you and hold you accountable, but also be that lighthouse for you to show you what's possible, to cast vision for you, to elevate your expectations, elevate your standards for yourself, and surround you with a great group of other people as well, and follow my models that I've been developing over the last 15 years as an entrepreneur, then tap into the Epic program, y'all, because it could be completely life-changing for you. And we're here to make those moves and to help you make an amazing, amazing intentional life. I want you to have a life by design, not by default, y'all. And way too many of us are living a life by default. We're just defaulting to what's in front of us, or even worse, we drift. So let's step into lifestyle by design. Go to carrot.com/priority, get that resource, set up a discovery call with my team. If you're doing over $100,000 a year and you want to build an amazing business life. All right, guys, talk soon. You probably heard the truck in the background. I'm driving from Roseburg to Bend, Oregon. It's a beautiful summer day as of right now, that I'm the time of the year, and I'm doing a little strategic retreat with my team. So guys, have an amazing week. Love y'all. Go grab those resources, carrot.com/priority. Once you opt in, you'll get an email with the resources, a video walking you through how to do it in detail, and an opportunity to set up a discovery call if you want a coach. All right, talk soon, guys.